I am a 19-year-old college student trying to find her path, her purpose, and her calling. I have talked to many people discussing what we are really meant to be doing in this lifetime. But the most common solution I've noticed is to just follow your passion. In today's video, as you've seen by the title, I want to talk to you a little about discovering your path, what I've learned so far, and how I am continuously pursuing growth and finding myself. Before we get started, I wanted to put a disclaimer out that I am not a licensed professional. The information I share will simply be from my personal experiences and research. But let's continue. So what does it really mean to find yourself and to discover your path? First, finding yourself involves an understanding of what your interests, desires, and unique qualities are. It involves you exploring who you are, what you believe in, your values, and your strengths. This requires a person to look deeper and to stray away from societal expectations and external influences. So how can we find ourselves and what we personally believe in and are interested in, you ask? Well, self-reflection and introspection, meaning how you mentally and emotionally process things, which means you have to become more self-aware. So with this information, how can we discover our path? First, discovering your path indicates identifying and pursuing a meaningful direction in your life. This means that you have to be intentional with how you live your life, aligning with who you are and who you want to be and your authentic self. This requires you to go out in the world and test many things to see what works for you. Like, what are you passionate about? Do you have any talents? What are your values? Personally, I am a visual person, an observer. I enjoy doing my hair, filming, being active, and I'm starting to realize that I like to edit visually instead of hearing and seeing myself talk a lot and having to edit it. So what I have noticed that has helped my personal growth journey, finding myself, is being aware and in the present moment of what I enjoy doing and what things I don't enjoy doing. Alright, so I came to the front of my house to talk to you guys. It's way quieter up here. It's way quieter in front of my house than in the back because the generators are on for the AC and it's like very loud and it hasn't cut off. So I just wanted to sit out here because I still wanted to do a sit down portion instead of the whole video being a voiceover. I want to say it has been kind of a struggle with finding my path, or like even just being okay with going through the motions and being in the present moment. It has been hard, and I've been consistently trying to figure out what I need to be doing, what I should be doing, what's my purpose. But after like realizing I just need to take action and just go with the flow, really. And life is a lesson. It just is. I would say that I want to do something and I will start it, but then something will happen, like I will come up on an obstacle and I wouldn't want to go through it. So I just stop at the obstacle and I take steps back instead of trying to move forward or trying to find a way that I can move forward. And sometimes it's just laziness. Sometimes I feel like I don't have the resources that I need, and that's actually like not true. Like I feel like I do have the resources, but I feel like I need so much more. And of course, like when you're on social media and you see people have all these different things, you're like, oh, I need that. Or the only way for this to look good is if I have this, or I can only do this if I have this to be successful. And that's not always true. That's not usually true. They started somewhere and they got to where they got because they were consistent and they used their resources. So I just realized that I have to use my resources. Like, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I would create videos and then I would stop, mainly because I was scared of what other people would think. I felt like I didn't have the resources, so I would like buy different types of lighting. I would buy different tripods. I'd never bought a camera. I usually used the one I had that was given to me, or I would use my phone. Or I did actually buy a camera, but it wasn't as good of quality as I wanted it to be, so I stopped with that. Then it was storage, and I bought stuff to store my storage, but I would never back my stuff up, and then I always have the problem of my storage being full, even though I just bought something that will clear my storage. I wasn't using it the way I should have been. And things were just taking up space, and that's a lot of reasons why I stopped. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't continue because people wouldn't want to listen to what I have to say, or my videos wouldn't be as good because I'm not doing the most extravagant things. But when I watch YouTube videos, people are not always doing the most extravagant things, right? Some people are just talking to the camera. Some people may have a bare wall or be outside in nature, and that's what I figured out that I needed to do. So it's not always about having the most extravagant things to continue what you want to do, but it's using the resources that you already have and be consistent in order for you to get to having those extravagant things. I feel like I've been really stagnant lately, not doing what I want to do. I usually watch or listen to a lot of motivational content, and they give me so many different types of advice. And I'm like, yes, I'm motivated, right? And I start to take an action. But then I get information overload because I'm trying to do so many things at once. And I realized that I need to enjoy the process and start slow and take one step at a time. I don't need to do 5 things in a day that's different, like different tasks. I need to focus on 1 or 2 things and try to improve on them, and that's just what it is. The thought of being successful, especially I'm 19, so the thought of being successful at an early age is all over social media, and you feel like you need to become one of those people. And although I still feel like I should become successful, it's gonna take time and patience, and I need to be consistent, because if I'm not consistent, then nothing's gonna go anywhere. So starting this YouTube channel is me being consistent. This is gonna be probably like my 2nd video going up, and editing has always been like I like it and I don't like it kind of thing, or a yes and a no kind of thing. Like, sometimes it's like the rough cuts is like, oh, I don't want to do it, it's too much work. But then once you start adding stuff like music and images and stuff like that, then it starts to get more interesting, and then you have the final product and you just feel relieved, right? But I had to learn that you should love the process of what you're doing and not always trying to rush to get to the end result, because once you rush to get to the end result, then you are not satisfied when you don't get the rush that you do when the process is slow. and you've done all of this stuff and you just feel like, why isn't it working for me? So you quit. And that's what I've been doing. So this is my start to just enjoying the process, just enjoying the time I have where I am slowly gonna grow in my craft and put what I have learned, or what I will continue to learn, into positive use. And if I want to grow, then I can do that. But it's going to be a process. It's not going to be automatic. I'm choosing a path of being fearless, because when it comes to you doing something, you're always, well, not always, but a lot of the times, let me speak for myself, a lot of the times I think, is this person gonna judge me? Is this person gonna feel some type of way if I do something? But at the end of the day, either they're not thinking about you, or if they do feel some type of way and you just stay in a bubble, then that's harming you. If you try and you get somewhere, then it's just like, I succeeded in something and I didn't let somebody get in the way of what I thought about what I should do, because if I like it, or if I'm passionate about it, I should continue to do it. So instead of taking the safety route, I want to take more of a risk route, and like YouTube, promote my stuff on social media, get it out there. But not even that, like just being able to create content for myself and document my life and what I'm going through each step of the way. I feel like it will be a process, and it will be fun if I just stay in the moment. So I started working, but I'm working 2 jobs right now in retail, and I realized that I don't really like having to work for somebody else necessarily. Although I like my jobs, the thought of having to go there every day and make little money still, it makes no sense to me. I feel like I could be doing way more with working for myself and making my own money and being able to control what I make, instead of having someone else control what I make, and basically just working all my life. I don't want to do that. Working for retirement, that doesn't sit right with me. I feel like entrepreneurship, it sounds like a dream, I guess. It sounds like only certain people could do it. But once you stick to something, stick to that one thing that you're good at and continue with it, you can get somewhere. That's what I'm trying to understand for myself. I heard something where it's like, if you don't take action and at least try, do you respect yourself, or respect your wishes, or respect your goals? And that really resonated with me, and in a sense where not necessarily do you respect yourself, or let me put it this way, if your boss, or if somebody that you loved, your friend or somebody just out in the street, right, asks you to do something, would you go do it, right? And if that's a yes, then why? Do you respect them? Do you feel like you need to? In a sense where if I want in the future to be successful, or to be wealthy, or to be any of the sort, I have to respect myself and prioritize my needs as well, or where I prioritize my needs for the future. And the time that I have now in the present moment, I can use that time to change myself, change for the better and grow slowly. Because if I'm at the same position because I don't want to change, or because I'm scared to have more responsibility later in life and just continue to stay stagnant, I'm not going to be anywhere in the future, the place that I want to be. Although I do not do this on a consistent basis, when I know I need to balance and ground myself, I will meditate for around 10 minutes, journal my thoughts and feelings and my goals. This helps me to reflect on my life and notice patterns about myself and others, how I may have been reactive and I shouldn't have been, or maybe I handled the situation very well or enjoyed myself doing an activity. Most importantly, it has helped me to stop expecting so much and to be okay with being alone. So, you have reached the end of this video now, so why not subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.